Hello, welcome to FOPY'sCreations. Jan here. Thank you for joining us today, and welcome back any regular subscribers. If there's any new people out there, that you'll subscribe as well, because I would love it. And just as a heads up, if I look a bit tired, it's because I am. I've never recorded so early in the day. What I'm doing today is I'm making a cushion. Obviously it's not, you know, some might think that's not that exciting, but what I'm doing, I'm creating the fabric so much, but I'm not just getting fabric and sewing together and making a cushion. I'm doing something slightly different this time. If you watched my video where I talked about my project, you'll see that I had some wool that I wanted to incorporate into some makes by using that as decoration, by putting zigzag across it or whatever to create some sort of pattern in something. And that was, I went back to my project pile and I saw the wool and I thought I want to do something with that. As it turned out, I didn't use the wool I showed you because it wasn't suitable for what I'm doing, but I managed to find the exact colours I wanted, and so I'll show you exactly what I've done. And also, just to let you know, because it's very difficult for me to show you close up on a lot of things, I've actually taken some stills to show you up close, and hopefully you'll get the idea from them as well. Okay, let's get started, and now I'll get ready to show you what I'm going to make. Now this is the I plan to make two matching cushions. This is the one I've already made, just a plaid that I had again in my fabric stash. I think you call it a plaid, but anyway, it's basically it's brown and blue lines. You'll see in some of the photos up close sort of the exact colours, and then I created that with my wool, and I have to say I'm really chuffed with it. And the only other thing I've got, obviously I've got this fabric, as I say, both are in my stash. What I've done is on the slightly thinner fabric, I've put stabiliser on the back, zips, because again I recycle zips, so the zip on this one is brown, but the zip on the other one will be blue, because obviously I've got blue stripe and I've got brown stripe. Now obviously I was then on the hunt for wool that would be suitable, and I found these tiny little sort of, I'm not sure if it's cotton actually, yeah, it's not wool. These little balls of cotton that I actually bought a long time ago to start doing some crocheting in. I've never got round to it, but it just happens that these colours match perfectly, so I was really pleased. So what I've done, well, I'll show you first off. I've cut ready my stabiliser for this one, so that's just got to be glued on. This I've already cut, obviously I'm doing this for a 45 by 45 cushion. I've serged as usual all the way round, and that is the piece that, because you can see it's quite floppy, so that'll be the piece that will be stabilised. So that's something I've got to do next, so I'll give that a few minutes to dry, and then I've obviously serged the other side as well. I don't know if you, again, you'll see I'll put a still in to show you, but what I've done is I've marked, using my quilting rule, a line every 5 centimetres. Then I alternate blue and brown all the way across, and then the same the other way. I had a bit of an experiment with what stitch to use to actually, my intention was to use a zigzag, as I spoke about before, but I couldn't get it to quite work and get the size right. And then I spotted on my machine, there's probably a name for it. All I know is it's number 11 on my machine, but it sort of goes like that, like the walls on a rampart of a castle. It's like that, and that worked perfectly. Again, I'll do a close-up picture so you can see that. And then the next challenge was to try and keep the wool on the exact lines, to keep the line straight. So I kept having to unpick that a few times, just because it just kept sort of veering off the line. And eventually the best way to do it was to use the centre of the foot and line it up, like the piece that's open in the middle of the foot, line that up with my pen line, erasable pen line I might add, and then hold the wool, like I'd stitch it, put it at the start and do a few stitches to hold it in place, and then hold that really straight, just up in the air a little bit so that I could see the line underneath. And then just take my time and stitch, and it just worked perfectly. I couldn't believe it. As I say, the first time I've ever done that, as is very often on this channel. I've often put myself in a position of doing things for the first time, don't I? But as I say, that worked out perfect. So those pieces are cut out. My zip is ready to go. That might be, yeah, it's a little bit longer, so I'll probably have to cut that shorter. And then I've cut all of my pieces of cotton wool, just a couple of centimeters, or say 2 centimeters, bit longer on either side, to make sure it completely covered the fabric. And yeah, then we're good to go. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set the machine up. Off camera I'm going to glue that piece of fabric, and then I'll set the machine up to start to show you how I stitch this onto the fabric. Okay, be with you in a minute. Okay, so you can see here, there's my line, and then I've lined it up obviously on the line under there, and if I just carefully watch this and make sure as it's going along, you'll see I can gradually line it up and place it on the same line to keep it straight. But first of all, I need to put in some stitches at the start. Right, it's for my number 11. Obviously I'm off camera again, sorry. And I want to do, I think I did a 3 if I remember right. That's it. Right, so it's held in place now. Obviously I'm going to do all my blues first, because that's the cotton I've got in there that's blue. So there's no point going fast and mucking it up. Now I've gone too big on the stitch. I'm going to bring that down again. Right, here we go. Coming to the end, back up a few stitches, So there we go. There's that finished. I'm going to get on and do all the other lines now, and I'll show you it when I'm finished, and then we'll start constructing the cushion by putting the zip in. I'll see you in a bit. There you go. You can see now I've done all of that. I just want to point out I got a bit cocky when I was doing it, and went a little bit fast, and it didn't pay off. I did miss the actual wool, and I had to go back and go over that again. When you're doing it, make sure your line is lined up, as I say, with the centre of the foot, but at the same time you need to be keeping an eye to make sure that the needle is jumping over your wool. So make sure it's doing that, and then you know that it's going to be in place. So I went a bit fast and I went off, so I had to go over a couple of bits again. I mean, it's not, as I say, it's not a major thing, just to do a few more stitches. Right, then what I've done is I've pressed the side out, one side over about 1 centimetre, so that I can easily pin my zip in place. So I'm just doing that right now. As I said, this zip is a bit longer, so we'll have to shorten it. I'm not brilliant at zips, I have to say. The other one wasn't perfect, but it's functionable. I need to practice doing a neater zip, to be perfectly honest. But you know, I'm always honest with you. If I can't do it, or if I struggle with it, I'll tell you. Okay, so that's pinned in place. I think what I'm going to do, because sometimes the pins get in the way, so I'm just going to do a quick basting or tacking to hold that in place. You may or may not have noticed just now that I pinned that up wrongly. I'd put the zip on, pinned it on the wrong side, so I should remind myself to bring the right side up, make sure the right side of the zip is up, and then tack it. It's only when I went to tack it I thought, hang on a minute, this zip's going to come out on the wrong side. It was Sharon and I's craft day, as some of you may remember, on a Friday. We had to try and do some sort of crafting. And this time Sharon wanted to do something a little different. We'd seen recently on Facebook something that I straight away said to her, I'm sure we could make that a lot cheaper and by upcycling. Well, I'm sorry that stopped there quite abruptly. I've just been editing and it got to that bit, and then I realised the memory card or whatever it is, my memory ran out and I didn't have enough to film. So unbeknown to me, my camera stopped filming. So unfortunately I can't show you me sewing the zip in, but just to let you know, I've put the zip in and it's obviously stitched in, and then after that I'll turn it back again just to show you. I've gone all around the edges 1 centimetre, and when you do that you have to remember to have the zip open at the top, otherwise you can't turn it back round. So I've cut the corners off just to make them a bit easier to turn inside out. Yep, so that was what I did film and didn't get to show you. Also, I was talking on there about a project that Sharon and I did yesterday on Friday, and what we were saying was what the project she had in mind was, you know, when you wear a jumper with a shirt underneath and you can just see the shirt tails at the bottom. That was the look she wanted, and you can apparently buy that bottom part elasticated to wear it under whatever jumper you want, so you know, a lot more jumpers get a similar look. So when we went to Emmaus, our charity shop, she picked up a man's shirt, plain white man's shirt that fitted her, and so that's what we did. And basically we've measured up to just above her waist, and then obviously we had to tuck it over, sew a band around it to get the, we used about 1 inch depth elastic, put that in, and it was perfect. It was ideal, just exactly the same as you would buy, and all she's had to do is buy the man's shirt at the charity shop. If it's something you'd like me to show you what we've done, then obviously let me know. I'm going to see if Sharon's got a photo, whether she normally does take photos. If she's taken a photo of it, I'll slot it in on here, but if not, I'll show you it another time. Yeah, so that was our project yesterday, and this is my cushion now finished, or cushion cover should I say, finished. So I've got the 2 of them now. As I said at the start, I'm really pleased with how they turned out. They almost look quite professional. So that's the end of the video for today. I don't think there's anything else that I thought I'd filmed and didn't, but I will see you next time. Bye.